In 2008, Elon Musk was almost bankrupt. Both of his companies were collapsing. His rockets had exploded. His car company was bleeding money. The global financial crisis had destroyed investors' confidence. He was divorced, exhausted, sleeping on factory floors, and down to his last few $1 million. One more failure, and everything would be gone. No Tesla, no SpaceX, no billion-dollar empire. But here's what most people don't understand. Elon Musk didn't become a billionaire because things worked. He became a billionaire because he refused to stop when everything failed. So how does a bullied kid from South Africa, with no connections, no safety net, and no powerful last name, end up becoming one of the most influential people in modern history? To understand that, we have to go back to the very beginning. The boy who felt different. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. At first glance, his childhood looked normal, but inside, it was anything but. Elon was quiet, deeply introverted, lost in thought. Teachers thought he was distracted. Other kids thought he was strange. But what they didn't realize was this. His mind was racing. By age 10, Elon had taught himself computer programming using a book. There was no YouTube, no online tutorials, no coding boot camps. Just him, a computer, and relentless curiosity. By 12 years old, he created a video game called Blaster and sold it for about $500. That moment is powerful, because most kids play games. Elon built one. But while his intelligence was growing, so was his suffering. He was severely bullied in school. One day, a group of boys pushed him down a staircase and beat him so badly that he had to be hospitalized. Imagine that. A young boy, curious, different, punished for not fitting in. That kind of trauma can break someone, or forge them. Elon chose the second path. He escaped reality through books. He read science fiction obsessively. Isaac Asimov, Douglas Adams, stories about space, human survival, advanced civilizations. And something began forming in his mind. What if humanity could become multiplanetary? That thought didn't start at SpaceX. It started in a lonely boy's bedroom. Here's the lesson. Vision often begins in isolation. The world may not understand you in the beginning, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. It may mean you're early. And at 17, Elon made the first major decision of his life. He left South Africa, not because it was easy, but because he saw no future there for his dreams. 2. The immigrant with nothing. When Elon moved to Canada, he didn't arrive rich. He arrived uncertain. He worked random jobs, cleaning boilers, working on farms, doing physical labor. This wasn't glamorous. This wasn't billionaire energy. This was survival. But here's what separates Elon from most people. He wasn't working for money. He was positioning himself for opportunity. He later transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States. He studied physics and economics. That combination matters. Physics teaches how the universe works. Economics teaches how money flows. Elon wasn't just studying. He was preparing. While other students were thinking about stable jobs, Elon was thinking about revolutions. Then in 1995, he got accepted into Stanford for a PhD and dropped out after 2 days. 2 days. That decision sounds reckless. But here's what he saw. The internet was exploding, and he believed it would reshape the world. Most people wait for certainty. Elon moved toward uncertainty. That pattern repeats his entire life. He moved to Silicon Valley with almost no money, shared apartments, couch surfed, lived cheaply, because he believed something massive was coming, and he wanted to build it. 3 Zip 2 sleeping on the office floor. In 1995, Elon and his brother Kimball started Zip 2. The idea? Help newspapers go online. Simple today, revolutionary back then. They had no funding at first, so they coded day and night. Elon literally slept in the office, showered at the YMCA, worked nonstop. Picture that. A young immigrant, in a tiny office, betting everything on an invisible future called the internet. Investors initially rejected him, but eventually, they saw potential. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for over $300 million. Elon personally made about $22 million. At 27 years old, he had made it. He could have retired, bought houses, lived comfortably forever. But this is where his psychology is different. Comfort scared him more than risk. So instead of protecting his money, he reinvested nearly all of it into something people thought was insane: online banking. For PayPal, fired from his own company, Elon founded X.com in 1999. It later became PayPal. The concept was simple: transfer money online. Today that's normal. Back then, it sounded dangerous. Why would anyone trust money on the internet? But Elon saw something deeper. He saw the world digitizing. He believed finance would follow. There were internal power struggles, conflicts with executives. And while Elon was on his honeymoon, he was removed as CEO. Imagine building something and being fired from it. That would destroy most founders. But Elon stayed, focused on growth. In 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon made around $180 million. Now he wasn't just rich, he was powerful. And here's the crazy part. He didn't invest in safe startups. He invested in rockets. 5 SpaceX, 3 explosions, and 1 last chance. In 2002, Elon founded SpaceX. His goal? Make humanity multiplanetary. People laughed. Private rockets? Competing with NASA? Impossible. He invested $100 million of his own money. The first rocket launch failed. The second exploded. The third failed again. Each failure burned millions. Media mocked him. Experts criticized him. Investors lost faith. By 2008, SpaceX was nearly bankrupt. Tesla was also collapsing. The financial crisis hit. Elon had enough money left for one final launch. If it failed, everything was over. Falcon 1 launched. And this time, it worked. That success secured a $1.6 billion NASA contract. That single moment changed history. Today, SpaceX lands reusable rockets, sends astronauts into orbit, builds Starship for Mars. But remember this: it almost died 3 times. Success often comes one step after total collapse. 6. Tesla, betting his last dollar. While SpaceX was fighting for survival, Tesla was bleeding cash. Electric cars were mocked. People said they were slow, ugly, impractical. Elon believed electric vehicles were the future. In 2008, Tesla was days away from bankruptcy. Elon poured in his last remaining money. He even borrowed for personal expenses. Think about that. A multimillionaire, nearly broke, because he refused to quit. Then came the Model S. It shocked the world. Fast, luxury, electric. Tesla stock exploded over the next decade. Elon became a billionaire, then the richest man alive. Not because he avoided risk, but because he embraced it. 7. The billionaire mindset. So what really built Elon Musk? It wasn't luck. It was extreme risk tolerance, first principles thinking, relentless work ethic, mission-driven obsession. He doesn't ask, what is everyone else doing? He asks, what does physics allow? He doesn't chase trends. He builds futures. That mindset applies to anyone. You may not build rockets, but you can think bigger, act braver, persist longer. That's the difference. The real secret. Elon Musk's story isn't about money. It's about resilience. Bullied, rejected, fired, mocked, nearly bankrupt. Yet he kept moving. And here's the truth. Every breakthrough in his life came right after massive failure. So the real question isn't, how did Elon become a billionaire? The real question is, what would happen if you refused to quit at your third failure? What if your breakthrough is one attempt away?